Hello, welcome to Examine Busch Signature Copper Lager. My co-conspirator, John Sharon, was forced to bail out because of an emergency, actually. So he let me know that about an hour and a half ago. Unfortunately, he can't join me. Might be joined by Paul from Texas. He was at a local store there in the Houston area, and he found some Busch Signature Copper Lager, and he said it was a really good deal for those 6-pack pint cans. And he had never had it, so I was really hoping he could join us to see what he would think about it. I was talking to a bulk merchandiser for our area, Anheuser-Busch distributor bulk merchandiser, and he said, I asked him, I said, is there anything special I should know about Busch Signature Copper Lager? He said, no. Couldn't think of anything. He knew that they sold it at Walmart here, the 12 packs, which I know they have them for $8. They were $7.64, but which I was saying was the best deal you could get. Oh, there he is.
There I am.
Oh, right. Oh, you're outside?
That's the only place I can go, man.
It's not too windy?
No, it's fine.
Okay, so you still have a little daylight. You even have daylight.
It's all good. Let's see how I can do this. Oh, I'll get a pillow.
Now, I was saying that they had it at Walmart. I was talking to a bulk merchandiser for Anheuser-Busch InBev, a distributor, and they had it for $7.64 for a 12-pack, which is what I have, the 12-pack bottles.
Yeah.
But the 6-pack of pint cans, correct?
6-pack of pint cans, yep.
And you said $5.49. Wow. I think I remember someplace had it for $4.99. Now, they raised the prices around here for Mardi Gras Carnival. I think they'll a little bit, but you know, people are going to buy beer, right? So all the beer companies jack the prices up, and the stores do that. So let me see. Okay, you've never had the Copper Lager.
Nope.
They also sell it in the tall 25-ounce can.
Ooh, I knew I'd seen it at Randall's. I knew I was going to find it there. 12-ounce
cans, 12-ounce bottles.
It's proudly brewed with grains from America's heartland and toasted malt for a smooth signature taste.
Yeah, it was introduced 2 years ago. They don't do any kind of advertising for it. When you pour it, you're going to notice it's copper. When they first came out with it, okay, now it's 5.7% alcohol, pretty good alcohol punch, 156 calories, not too bad. Now they're showing it as being sold in 12-ounce bottles, 16-ounce cans, and 25-ounce cans. Okay, I guess maybe not 12-ounce cans. I'm looking at because on the Busch website, they give all the different variations of what they sell the beer in. And if you click on Busch beer, it's like 20 different variations.
Yeah. Do they, does the calories, are they for a 12-ounce bottle? Do you know?
Yeah, it says Busch. They always go by 12 ounces.
Yeah.
5.7% alcohol by volume, 156 calories, 10.2 grams of carbs, 1 gram of protein.
12 ounces is one serving size, I guess.
Yeah. The caramel malts, roasted caramel malts, give it this color up. Well, when they first came out with it, I didn't see it anywhere, so I wrote to Anheuser-Busch, and they're pretty good at responding, although I never have gotten my refund check for the spoiled Bourbon County brand barley wine. They said they were going to give me the $10.99 back, but I didn't get it back. But I said, well, when are we going to get it in Louisiana? And they said, well, they're not going to sell it in Louisiana. They said, we're only going to sell Busch Signature Copper Lager in, like, he gave me the states, like Missouri, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa, that area. I said, well, I think it might sell in Louisiana. Well, we might do it one day. And then I was talking to the area sales representative for Anheuser-Busch, and I said, Stephen, why don't y'all sell it down here? He said, well, I never heard of it, but when we have these meetings once a week, he said, and I'll mention it to him. I said, okay. So he said he mentioned that to them at the meeting, and then about 2 weeks later, it started showing up down here. So, I mean, I doubt I had anything really to do with it, but it is.
You never know.
It is interesting.
They listen to customers.
You know, that's true.
Got my Samuel Smith glass here. I got in my gift pack that I got at Christmas.
Oh, nice.
A pint. It's a pint, so it should fit the whole can, right?
Thank you. Got all
Barely.
that. Huh? Got all that foam. Now, talking about foam. About, you're getting a little scratchiness from your mic. Talking about foam, foam. If you if you look on the Anheuser-Busch Zithology section on their website, or the Michelob Brewing Company, which is part of Anheuser-Busch, they have a section called How to Pour Beer, and their recommendation is pouring it straight in, because you get a thick head and it releases esters, which they say enhance the drinking experience. That's their take on it, you know.
Right.
So, you know, you can see the color is pretty dark.
I smell that metallic-y smell we get sometimes, you know. I think it's from the hops.
I get that in British beers.
I'm getting it from this one. It's a pretty light smell. It's not totally, you know, not overwhelming on the nose for sure. It's a slight hoppiness, a slight grain smell, nothing very strong. You're right, it is copper.
You know what it reminds me of in the aroma? Shiner Bock.
It's kind of nice. It's it's very smooth.
Yeah, I was curious to see what you would think about it, since you've never had it.
I mean, it's very, very extremely drinkable. I mean, there's nothing overwhelming about it at all. It's you get the you know, a little bit of hops, not much. There's a slight graininess. I mean, it's just a little watery to the feel. Extremely mild for 5.7%. It's extremely mild.
If you were drinking that and you didn't know what the alcohol level was, would you think it was 5.7?
No, I would think it might be some kind of session beer or something.
Well, it could get you in trouble, huh?
Yeah, it'd be quite a session.
I remember.
You're talking about some kooky stuff after about 3 of these. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, we went over there, and I was over at your house a few years ago, and I remember your wife and I were drinking that ice beer that was 5.9, and it was light-bodied. Like, it seemed to have such a watery body and a crisp finish, and you know, she likes those crisp lagers mostly, right? So we were just drinking it like it's hot, you know, it's like summertime. We were just like guzzling it. And
which one was it?
And then we just both got hammered by it. Not like we were passed out or anything, but I mean, you could feel it. Just, I think that the lagers deliver the alcohol differently than ales. I always say that. I don't know the science, but it seems like you could drink a really strong ale and it doesn't hit you as fast as a lager. I don't know why.
Ales are stronger flavored. I mean, I think you maybe in your mind you're thinking it's more alcoholic. You know what I mean?
You're not sipping it as fast or something.
Like, this is so mild. I mean, it's like incredible.
The one we were drinking was Keystone Ice, of all things, and
it's mild. I mean, I don't want to say it's not like it's not. It's got a watery, you know, finish, or feel to it, but it's not like boring, you know. It's just extremely, extremely drinkable.
Yeah.
Reminds me of some of those nice, kind of like the Smithwick's ale, that kind of real nice flavor to it, but it's just kind of nice on the palate.
Mild.
Yeah.
How do you think it compares to the Shiner Bock? Because I know all around Texas, people are gaga crazy over Shiner Bock.
I mean, after we did that last tasting, I don't think I had any since then. I just remember not being overly impressed with it.
Yeah,
I used to drink it when I moved here, you know, back in 99, 2000, and I didn't think anything of it. But all I ever drank back then were, you know, lagers. You know, I just drink Bud Ice and probably Budweiser, and nothing much else really. So it probably seemed better then than it does now.
I know we were complaining that it seemed so dull. I think this beer, to me, I was thinking about this yesterday before the Super Bowl. I said Busch Signature. Whoa. I said Busch Signature to me is everything Shinerbach ought to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's cheaper.
Yeah, a lot cheaper.
It has more alcohol. It has more flavor. It has more character.
Yep.
Now, you know, Busch is a beer that was introduced 61 years ago as a budget beer. So, like some people might say, "Oh, that's just swill." And
No, when Katie saw me taking it out, she's like, "You're drinking Busch tonight?" I'm like, "It's not Busch. It's Busch Signature Copper Lager." She didn't understand the difference, you know.
But then, has she ever had Busch beer?
I'm sure she had it when she used to go to Alabama.
Oh yeah.
Probably all they drank back then.
Oh, University of Alabama. I mean, Busch is okay. I like it sometimes. It's not like the greatest thing. Busch Ice, I can get it in Texas, and I think it's a pretty good ice beer.
Mm-hmm.
Busch Light, I drank some of that yesterday, and I was thinking, you know, I'm really enjoying this beer. And John Sharon was like, I drink that stuff all the time. but to me, the Signature is like the king of the Busch line.
Mm-hmm.
I may not be saying much.
No, it's a good beer. It's fine. It's really nice.
It's one of the best beers Anheuser-Busch has put out in the last 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And almost no one can get it. And it's not advertised at all. It's just like they stuck it on the shelf and said, if it sells, it sells. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Well, they probably had some idea to make this, and they made it. Somebody had came up with the recipe and just, created it, crafted it, and then they were like, we're not really into marketing that anymore. Let's just stick it on the shelf, see what happens. Probably what happened.
They put it on the website.
They can afford to, shelve beers basically.
But would you have it again?
Sure, I have 5 more. I'll drink them.
Oh no, the real question is, would you buy it again?
I mean, maybe. I mean, it's if I'm gonna get something like this, I'll probably go more for Budweiser or what else? Maybe one of the kind of premium Euro lagers. Those are always good. Or Moosehead was really good when we had that. The Molson Canadian was really good. I'd probably go for something like that.
Or Carlsberg.
Carlsberg, that was good. The Kronenberg 1664, I enjoyed all those.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm like going crazy over this Busch Signature. I've been buying a lot of it, and it's almost like I'm in a panic because I have a feeling they're going to kill it.
Right?
It's not like a huge seller. It's at Walmart. They have a few 12 packs, but then there's like a ton of Busch Light and a ton of regular Busch. I mean, regular Busch sells like mad. They tell me this. I talk to these distributors, and they said, "Oh, I mean, Busch beer." I said, "What about Busch Light?" They said it does okay.
Mm-hmm.
It does okay, but in Louisiana, they say Busch beer is like
the king.
It just sells like crazy, and of course, Budweiser has its following, and Bud Light.
Yeah, Peyton Manning loves Budweiser.
Yeah, we should be drinking Budweiser since they won the Super Bowl, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if people like football stars just mention beer brands without any kind of monetary consideration.
Mm-hmm. If they like them enough, maybe. I was thinking, it's funny, Archie and Olivia got to go to 6 Super Bowls and watch their sons win 4 Super Bowls. And Tom Brady's parents got to do the same thing. It was just one kid.
With one kid.
Guy's been to 6 Super Bowls all by himself and won 4 of them. Pretty incredible.
And that team never cheated.
No.
Hey,
they're very uncheat-like.
I like the way this beer finishes. Like, I took the last sip and it's like gone now.
I don't know if you notice I'm doing my review like Bill Belichick. I'm just kind of like, I really like this beer. It's really good beer. It's drinks really well, and I don't know. It's just really good. That's my review, my Bill Belichick review.
Yeah, that's correct. That's what he does, huh?
All right, this is a good beer. All right, relative to Budweiser, this is a very good beer.
Yeah, a Nick Saban review. You have to say it's relative. And then a Cam Newton review would be, how you like it? I don't
like it.
Get up and walk off. Hey, well,
that's fun. It's funny how they can be. They're in such good moods for their 15-game, 15-1 season, but not so much after losing the Super Bowl.
yeah, they didn't seem to be too thrilled.
They're talking all season how they're so loose and they have so much fun for the games. Yeah, when you win 15 games, it's easy to have fun. I'd be having fun too.
But when you get dominated by a defense, it can really depress you, because that's the key on winning these Super Bowls. That defense that crushes you, like 1985, the Chicago Bears. That's what won it. That.
Well, I mean, honestly, the Denver defense reminded me of that last night. Reminded me more of the Ravens and the Buccaneers when they had Trent Dilfer and Brad Johnson as quarterback.
Right. Good point. Good.
The Ravens that year had a stretch of I want to say they went 15 quarters without a touchdown or something at one point in the regular season. But they won the Super Bowl because that defense was so unbelievable.
Yeah, and one more thing about that. People say the Super Bowls are boring when they're those defensive struggles, but to me, those are the best ones.
Well, it's not what's popular, that's for sure, anymore.
But it's better to me. But anyway.
Well, we're SEC fans. We enjoy a good defense.
That's true. That's true. And so, all right, so Busch Signature Copper Lager, it's not a world-class beer, but then again, it doesn't claim to be. But
so great. So should I give it a grade or what? What am I doing? What am I using for a scale?
We're examining it, but you can review it because you've never had it.
Pint. So what are we doing? What's the scale here?
A, excellent, B, good, C, fair, D, bad, and F, undrinkable.
So yeah, B plus, I'd say.
Very good.
Very good. I mean, I'd have it again. I mean, would I buy it again? I mean, it's just, it's always a thing of there's a billion beers out there. It's just, yeah, I might buy it again, but it's not like I'm going to be seeking it out.
And you don't really have to seek it out because it's right there in your area.
That's right.
So, and then Wednesday night.
But I give it, and I give it maybe a higher rating for the style. It's a pretty good style. I mean, pretty good for the style, I think. What is this? Is there a copper lager? Any other copper lager out there?
I would say it's just a Bock. It's like Shiner Bock or Leinenkugel's Big Butt.
Mm-hmm.
They have a beer called Leinenkugel's Big Butt Doppelbock, and it's 5.7. But I don't think. And I don't really consider that a double Bock. A double Bock is like 7% or higher.
Right.
I would say it's just a Bock. It's a Bock beer. It's cheap, which should appeal to a whole lot of people. It appeals to me. I
have a feeling I'm going to finish the 16 ounces at 5.7%. I'm going to be feeling it a little bit.
I think you will, and it'll make you have like an exuberant attitude. So anyway, I'm glad you joined me. John wanted to join us, but like I said, he wasn't able to, unfortunately. A lot of people said they wanted to watch. A whole bunch of people said they wanted to join, but they could not find the beer. I would love to examine Busch Ice for what that's worth, and some people would say, oh, I'd rather put a gun to my head than drink Busch Ice, but well, because some people are like really serious about beer, and as
they're not into the ice movement.
No, not exactly.
I really like a good ice beer. I mean, they talk about smooth, talk about easy drinking. Ooh.
Oh, you mean like Budweiser, Bud Ice?
Bud Ice, Ice House. I really like Ice House a lot.
Oh, boy, don't even get me started. Don't even get me started about ice beers. Okay, well,
smooth, man, smooth. That's the definition of smooth, man. I call them buttery.
Buttery? Oh, you mean the smoothness?
It's like butter.
And they have the 5.9% alcohol.
Ah, you can't go wrong with that.
Not that we're worried about.
Yeah, let's kick it up a notch.
Not that we're worried about ABV, but anyway, we've got Milwaukee's best.
Give me some of that Four Loko.
Please don't mention that on this. we got Milwaukee's Best Light, which is the 30th anniversary this year of that beer, coming up Wednesday. And then next week we have Busch Light, which I know you can find. And then we've got it.
Never even heard of it.
Busch Light, never heard of it, huh? Okay, and then at the end of the month we have an interesting beer, which is Guinness Extra Stout, but this is the Irish version. Guinness.
That's still available?
Well, what happened was, for years and years and years, Guinness
was made in Canada.
Was made in Canada, and now, as of the last 6 months, or let me say 4 months, it's been produced in Dublin, Ireland again.
And we did an examination of the Canadian version, right?
Yeah, the 6%. When everybody was raving about it.
Yeah, it was good.
But that's gone. I hope you enjoyed it, folks, because that's gone. And that was a wonderful beer, I thought.
Didn't you do a comparison of the Canadian versus Irish?
Yes, and I did a blind taste test, and I got it all wrong. But
you like the Canadian version better, right?
Yeah, I was shocked because that was supposed to be worse.
Right.
But it wasn't. And
it wasn't.
We've got the Irish version coming up, and that's using peated malt, and it smells smoky. Like, it's so different. I mean, it's literally a different beer.
You know, you look like Nick Saban right there. You just did that. It looks like Nick Saban when he does that with his hands.
Right. It's literally a different beer relative to a lot of other beers, and it's almost as bad as Pearl Harbor and what did you say? Yeah, when they lost. When they lost to UL Monroe. But the only
coach,
coach
and leave.
The only coach in history that compared a loss to Louisiana Monroe to Pearl Harbor 9/11.
Yes.
But if you're Alabama, it probably is in some ways
worse
relative to other tragedies.
Yes.
But anyway, but that's the one I'm really looking forward to, that Guinness, because a lot of these people in our little gang that do the hangouts, they've never had the Irish Guinness Stout, which is 5%, and it's called a malt liquor, whereas the Guinness Extra Stout 6% from Canada was not called a malt liquor. You know, it's all just a bunch of baloney. But anyway, it's interesting. It's so interesting. And I bought some Guinness. And I have a special Guinness as a follow-up after that, a special Guinness.
Okay.
So anyway, well, thanks for joining me. I can see it's getting dark there. It's certainly dark here already.
Let's say les bon temps roulé. This is a good beer.
Les bon temps roulé. And we want to wish everybody a happy Lundi Gras. And at midnight, Mardi Gras begins. And don't forget, Wednesday is a day of fasting and abstinence.
Get all your vices in tomorrow, because it's the last time for a while.
Yeah, well. All right. Thank you, folks.